Hearing God's voice is like trying to find your friend in a crowd. At first, all you hear is noise, people laughing, talking, shouting. But when you really know someone, you recognize their voice instantly, even through the chaos. You don't doubt. You don't second guess. The same is true with God. But if we never listen, if we stay tangled in the noise of the world, His voice starts to feel distant, almost unfamiliar, not because He stopped speaking, but because we stopped listening. My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me. John 10:27. In this video, we are going to go through 3 powerful truths that will help you know without a doubt when God is speaking to you, and why sometimes you miss His voice without even realizing it. Look at your life for a moment. How many voices are competing for your attention? Social media, news, friends, fears, desires. It's a constant flood, and it leaves little room for anything else. You ask, why can't I hear God clearly? Because His voice isn't the loudest one, it's the truest one. God whispers truth into a world screaming lies. And if you want to hear Him, you must turn down the volume of everything else. St. Anthony the Great said, "Silence is the beginning of purification. If your soul is a radio, then prayer, fasting, and silence are the ways you tune into the right frequency. Otherwise, you're just catching static." First truth, God's voice always aligns with Scripture. He will never tell you something that goes against His word. Never. If the voice you're hearing pushes you towards sin, pride, fear, or selfishness, it's not God. It's either your flesh or the enemy. All Scripture is God-breathed and is useful for teaching, rebuking, correcting, and training in righteousness. 2 Timothy 3:16. If you want to hear God clearly, you have to fill your mind with His word daily. Not occasionally, daily. The more you know the Bible, the more you recognize the author's voice. Second truth, God's voice brings peace, not confusion. Even if the message is challenging, even if the path is hard, God's voice brings a peace that cuts through the fear. For God is not the author of confusion, but of peace. 1 Corinthians 14:33. When you're struggling to know if it's really God speaking, ask yourself, am I filled with confusion and anxiety? Or do I sense a deep, unshakable peace, even if the road ahead is scary? God's peace isn't the absence of struggle. It's the anchor in the storm. Third truth, God's voice calls you to obedience, not comfort. When God speaks, He often asks you to leave your comfort zone, to forgive someone who hurt you, to walk away from a sin you secretly love, to trust Him when it feels impossible. The world says, follow your heart. God says, follow me. Jesus said, whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves and take up their cross daily and follow me. Luke 9:23. Sometimes the voice of God will challenge you more than you want, but it will also fulfill you in ways nothing else ever could. The question is not, is God speaking? The question is, am I willing to listen? You don't have to live in constant doubt anymore. You don't have to wonder if you missed His voice. If you seek Him with all your heart, He promises you will find Him. You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart. Jeremiah 29:13. Lay down the noise, pick up His word, fight for silence, choose obedience, and you will hear Him more clearly than you ever thought possible. If this message spoke to your heart today, don't forget to subscribe, because more life-changing content is coming your way. God bless you, and I'll see you in the next one.